The next thing that I'm going to show you is how to generate a sales report. This is a very important part of working the box office, and it's one of the things you do as you're closing out for the night. This is a report that's generated for our accounting team that summarizes all the sales that occurred at the box office. Whether that's ticket sales, season ticket sales, donations, or some other things. The other things are so terribly infrequent that I'm not even going to bother covering those here. But just know that that's possible, and it's something that can show up in this. But it's an important thing to print out and make sure that it's accurate. So I'll just get right into it. The way you get to a sales report is go up here to Menu, and then you're going to click Sales. Next, over here on the right, we'll click Generate a Report. And then we're going to want to do Sales by Date Range. And then you're going to want to, for both the start date and the end date, you're going to want to select the date that you're actually working. So I am actually going to go back a couple of weeks and select the date for a final performance of The Book of Everything, which was a fantastic show, if I say so myself. So we're going to select May 20th for the start date and the end date. This is going to pull in every sale that was done at the box office that day. And then under Filter Report By, we're going to do all sales, because we want to account for every dollar that comes in, so we don't want to exclude anything. And then Generate Report. Now again, I'm using Google Chrome right now. The computer at the box office has Firefox, so some of the things you're going to see from this point on are going to look a little different than what you will actually see on that computer, but the concept is the same. And anyone who's remotely computer literate should be able to generally figure it out. Now, there is another thing that we have installed on the computer called OneDrive. This is a product by Microsoft, and it allows us to have basically just free cloud storage. Think of it as basically just a safe, secure, online place that we can save a bunch of documentation that's going to be important to us. I also have this set up for my own personal use on my computer, which is why you'll see it here. But what you'll want to do is, after you click Save and the Save As dialog pops up, you're going to click OneDrive here on the left. And on that computer, you will see a folder that says Sales Reports. I just created it here for demonstration purposes. You will see another one that says 2018 season, or whichever season you're in. Hopefully this video is still relevant years from now. 2018 season, and then you will see some numbered folders that include have the number, the order of the show that it is. So this is the fourth show of the season, and for the Snow Queen, that number might be wrong, but I'm making it up as I go. And then you'll click that. All of those folders will already be there for you. I'm just creating them now because I'm doing this on my home computer. And so once you're in this folder, you will click Save. And this is creating what's called a CSV file. This is a comma-separated values file. It is a special kind of file that Microsoft Excel can read. And we will be opening this in Excel. So hit Save. On my computer, it shows up down here. On the computer up there, there will be a little blue arrow up here in the top right corner. You can click that, and it'll show a listing of the most recently downloaded files. The one that you just downloaded should be towards the top. And there's going to be a little, you'll see the file, and then you'll see a little icon next to it. It's a folder. You're going to want to click the folder because we want to open the actual folder. So click that. On my computer, I'm going to do this. And then you'll double click on the file to open it up in Excel. Don't worry about this. So this was a listing of all of these sales that occurred at the door. Actually, not just at the door. All the sales that occurred on Sunday, May 20th. The column C here that says box office, these are going to be the ones that the sales that actually happened at the door. And then anything that happened online earlier in the day will show up here as something different. It won't say yes here under box office. For the most part, you do not need to worry about anything that shows up here. This is just the data that is going to feed into the report that we create. So all you have to do is up here at the top, you're going to click this Developer tab. Again, in My Excel, this may be showing in a different spot than it will on the box office computer, but just look for the one that says Developer. And then you're going to click this $sign here that says Create Sales Report. So you click that, it'll do a bunch of magic, and it will generate this report. It's going to go a lot slower on the computer up there, but just give it a minute and it'll eventually show up like this. And this shows us a very nice summary of all of these sales that occurred on this day. This was a matinee performance, so it just so happens that everything that we sold was a matinee ticket. But on a Friday or Saturday, you're going to see a smattering of adults and senior students. If it's towards the end of the season, you're going to see season tickets show up in here. Donations will be pulled in as well. And we also have the capability of including any other miscellaneous sales, like we have t-shirts that we sell. And you can, while that transaction does not go through Ticket to the City, we have a way that we can manually account for the sales here. So just for demonstration purposes, let's say we did sell a shirt that I can add in here. I'm not even going to worry about quantity and price. You'll just have to kind of keep up with this yourself. And I don't know the price offhand. I'm going to say $20 is how much that shirt cost. So you'll just type it in here. Everything else up here should automatically populate. So this should be, this $140, this should be your total sale amount. The money that we actually brought in. Now, the next thing you're going to have to do, and again, this process is described in the box office handbook, but here you're going to need to count down all of the cash bills that are in your till at the end of the night. You should start off with $100 that you can use to make a change. And so what you'll want to do is go through and put in the number of bills you have of each denomination in here. So again, I'm just kind of doing this off the top of my head. Let's say we have 4 20s, 2 10s, 4 5s, and let's say that was it. And we don't have any ones. So this shows the total amount of cash that you have. This is all formula driven. The cash totals will automatically add up over here and add up here. So you'll have, you should have a total of $120 in your till, minus $100 to start off with, and then this will show that you that we actually brought in $20 in cash from our customers. So obviously we did $140 in sales. $20 doesn't cover it. And so what we'll do here is, again, as described in the box office handbook, there's a way to generate a credit card batch report from our credit card machine. I'm not going to cover that here, but you will enter in the amount that comes up from the credit card batch report and just type it in here. We'll say we had $100 here, and then let's say we also got a check for $20. And so you'll notice that as I was typing in these numbers, this message down here said, your totals from the top section do not match those at the bottom. Please recount. So that's going to happen if your total sales up here do not match the totals that you have listed down here. So that shows that you may have gotten something wrong when you were counting down your cash, or any variety of things could happen. But if everything does add up correctly, it's going to show here that you were exactly on target. You weren't over or short anything. And then this message will be updated to say that everything checks out. And so the next thing you'll want to do is go up here, click File, Save As, and you should already be in the correct folder here. The only thing you'll need to change is where it says CSV comma delimited. You're going to click this, and you're going to go to this very first option here, Excel Workbook. Make sure you do the .xlsx and not .xls. That's just, it's the latest version of Excel, and we just want to make sure that we're using the most up-to-date file format. So select that and click Save. And so that will save off a new file in that same folder. And then you're also going to need to print this, this document off. So File, Print, and again, just like we printed off the will call list earlier in this video series, make sure you get the right printer selected here and click Print. And so this is what it's going to come out as. You will sign the counted by line, and then you need to get another board member to double count your cash and make sure that that what they counted out lines up with what you counted out. It's just a system of accountability to make sure that no one's trying to steal money or anything. So I don't remember the last time we haven't had 2 board members at the performance. So hunt down another board member and get them to verify your totals. They will sign verified by, and you'll package that up into the materials that that get put in the box office file cabinet for the accounting team to take and deposit in the bank and all that. And so that is it for the sales report. Next, I'm going to show you how to generate an attendance report.